little wrap up from our Tuesday session. Thanks to everyone that was able to make it. And I just want to reiterate a few things. Here we are on Blackboard, and you can see the course is listed here, Art 1029. And you'll notice directly underneath each of your courses there will be links to take you directly to a discussion forum, or an announcement rather. And just clicking on those you can get access to them. If you're inside the course, of course you have to click on the link. It takes you inside, and then you go to announcements, and they would be located right inside there. And I'm going to post this video up as an announcement for you. So anyway, what I wanted to do was show you that as part of the work that we did today, you were asked to contribute to a class picture. And if we go in there and we take a look at it, you'll notice that I've color-coded everything. And there's mine right there. And you'll notice that there's a few. I really like the fact that those people that were doing it were using the boldface. That shows that you're thinking about organizing information and you're using bold. So shout out to all of you who did that. It really helps with giving clarity when you're looking over large fields of text. You're able to organize it in the eye and mind of the viewer. So shout out there. Now you'll notice that I've color-coded them, and you'll also notice that on the picture board I've also organized it by class. If you find that yours is coded in blue, that means that there's something missing. In this case, Evan has to put in which lab he belongs to. You're either in Wednesday AM or Wednesday afternoon, or you're in Thursday AM or Thursday afternoon. So I need to know what that is. You're also missing a picture, and this was just a standalone picture that didn't have a name or any other information. I suspect maybe that the picture got posted separately and that this would reunite here. But again, there was no name attached to it, so there's missing information there. And you'll notice as we go down into Wednesday, they organize themselves across this way. Again, there's missing information here. Loabat is missing what time. Is either AM or PM on Wednesday. Same thing here for Jordan. We don't know if you're at the AM or PM class. Again, for Omari, the same thing again. So make sure you fill out all of those details and that you include a picture of yourself. It really just helps us to create our community. And shout out to Chris for best cosplay of the day. There we go. And here we can see Mabube, Mafayam, Farbod. We need to know which time slot you're in, AM or PM. Regine, we need your precious and your photo. And Katrina, we need your precious and your photo as well. And here, Daniela, we have Wednesday morning. So your Wednesday in the AM. I'm just going to put you with your people. There they are up here. Notice that they've all got photographs. Oops. And I'm just going to go down here a little bit and over. There we go. What is this? Wednesday AM. I've got you in the wrong place. Okay, so again, things that are in blue mean you're missing a bunch of stuff. So we need to know, we've got your precious, but we need your photograph. Here, Daniela. And it goes on and on like that through each of the days. And there's the Thursday class, and they're all organized in the same fashion. And everything is accounted for there. Good. And all of you in blue, you can see you're all missing here a photograph. And it seems you've got all your lab times correct, but you're missing photographs. So make sure you have that. And then finally down to Thursday afternoon. Everybody's checking out there. Elijah, make sure you attach your precious and your photograph. And that's it. And so make sure you get that done before class starts and organize it. You can move these things around so you can make sure that once you've addressed the deficiencies, you can remove that color tag from it, okay, just by clicking here, and that removes it. But until then, you're in a blue status because there are things missing, so make sure you check that out. Again, it was great to meet all of you today, and I look forward to seeing each of you in your lab sections. If you wish, you can start with just going directly into activity units, going into Unit 1. And so I'm going to set this up like a student. Go into activity units, into Unit 1, and there's a quiz course outline. And you can start on that right away. You will just download this, and that will download a PDF. And just tear that off. Have it sitting at the side. Okay, and then you can scroll through it and read it. Don't sweat it. Where it has topical outline, that's just for your interest. Don't worry about that. It's everything from the topical outline up that's important. And you've got that. You can click on the course outline quiz, and you can do that quiz. The next thing is doing this SPA. It's a self and peer assessment, and it's due this week. You can tell by going all the way to the bottom of a SPA. It'll give you 2 dates, and it's a range of dates. The first one is the dates for submission. It has to be submitted between the 7th and the 11th of September. The following week, from between the 14th and the 18th of September, we're going to evaluate our submissions. Not only our own submissions, but those of 2 of our peers as well. That's why it's called a SPA, self and peer assessment. You can just follow these instructions. I know that you've been invited to download and install your copy of Creative Cloud. Make sure you do that because this relies on using the cropping tool here in Photoshop to crop a square image. And this is giving instructions for image capture on Mac, but you can use your cell phone. You can use a Windows camera utility as well, and then bring it into Photoshop and crop it. There's a preparatory video within the SPA. You do that, and once you've created your image, I'll just do mine very quickly. And I use Photobooth. If you have Mac, you've got that. There I am. I take my photo. Let's give me a 3 count. I can then move that onto my desktop. Just going to drag it out here for now so I can access it. And I'll just call it, just click on the name, and I'll just call it Kinney Headshot. And I'm going to name it exactly like that. Large capital letter for each section of the file name with no spaces. That's called camel format, like the humps on a camel's back. So that's what I'm going to call it, Kinney Headshot, no spaces, no weird characters. And file naming is important, and being consistent with it is also important. So I've created my headshot. I need to open that in Photoshop. And again, there are videos that will walk you through this process. I'm just going to do it here as part of your review for today. And here's the cropping tool right here. And I want square cropping. So in order to do that, I go up to where it says width, height, and resolution, and I choose 1:1 square. Just frame the image the way that I want it. Goodness me, that's frightening. Okay. And once I've got that, I double click, it's now cropped, and I save it. File, save as, or I can just simply quickly export as a PNG. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Export it as a PNG to my desktop. I'm just going to click on desktop here, save it, and now it's loaded onto my desktop. I don't need to save the Photoshop version of this because it's exported a PNG. And if I just collapse all of this stuff, you can see PNG. I can quit this software, Command Q, quit my messages, and you can see there's my cropped headshot on the desktop. Now, going back, I need to submit that. And so, submit something, what I need to do, you'll notice all the way at the bottom there, you click on this link, and it'll give me, it takes me inside the assignment. Now, the other way in which I could do that is by clicking on the link up here. Let me just show you that. Click that link right there. And it takes you inside the assignment. And if you go right to the bottom, there's going to be 2 questions. These are evaluation questions. We don't answer those. All we do is put a submission in for consideration, but we have to do it twice. So I click on question 1. And what I'm going to do, you'll notice I put something in there earlier. I can delete that. And I'm just going to hit this Insert Edit Image icon right here. Now, if you don't see this, it's probably because it's collapsed. And to expand it, you need to hit these little chevrons, the sergeant stripes right there. And now I can Insert Edit Image, browse my computer, find that image. It's on my desktop. And there's my headshot PNG. And I'm going to open that, and I'll just put a little image description, headshot of myself, and then title, headshot. Insert that image. Now I can make it smaller, so the appearance, it's, I could make it, say, 300 pixels, 300. We'll just make it a little smaller, and then I click next, and I have to do it again. Same process. I'm just going to select that by dragging over it, hit delete, and insert the image, browse computer, there's the PNG, open it again, go to appearance, just drop that to 300. It'll automatically resize the other side. And again, image description, there's headshot of myself, and headshot. There we go. Insert that and submit. Now I've submitted it twice. So for every question in a SPA, you have to make a submission. That's very important. Now you'll notice the status is completed. Now if you decide you wanted to submit something else, you can go back into that question and you can delete, just drag across it, hit delete, and then reinsert a new image. If that's it, everything's done, I can now click OK. And that's my submission. The following week, we'll go into the evaluation phase. So do the quiz on the course outline. You can do that as many times as it takes to get 100%. That way I know you know the course outline. Then you do the SPA by clicking on this link right here and go in it and make the submission twice. And then, finally, we have this thing called a video module. It's an interactive video on layering in Adobe Illustrator. It's very important to disable pop-up blockers and ad blockers to allow Blackboard to deliver the test, which is a pop-up. The other thing that's important is that you have to ensure that you watch the entire video. Even after having finished the test, you need to let it play all the way to the end after finishing the quiz. If you don't do that, it will earmark it as being incomplete and you won't get a grade. The other thing to avoid doing is that while you're watching the video, do it in an uninterrupted time. So you don't want to stop and pause and come back and switch to another tab in your browser, because that too is going to create problems for you. Do it in one sitting and don't pause. Watch the entire video all the way through. Do the quiz and then continue on. Let it play through to the end. If you don't do that, it's going to cause problems. Now there are some screen grabs here showing you how to set up your preferences in Safari. In Chrome, all you're going to see when you go into it is a little thing up here in the top right that says that it's blocked a pop-up. And then you just have to select Allow and click Done. And that's going to allow the thing to give you the quiz. Just so you see how that works, I'm going to go into the video module, click on it. This gives me a little warning. I've got pop-ups already switched on, so it just gives me that entire video. I hit play, watch it all the way through, and do the quiz, and then let it continue to play. Okay, and that's called an interactive video module. And it too is graded automatically. So you want to get through that stuff this week. And there's a bunch of extra resources in this folder with links to other things that are of an interest to you. And here's your homework for this week. Make sure that it's done by the following week, and it's a series of videos for you to watch. One of the things it asks you to do is to access LinkedIn Learning. Make sure you can access that. There's a link right in there. There's also a link that I've put up in Blackboard on the side to LinkedIn Learning, and the way in which you get in there is you use your student number at georgebrown.ca with your password, and it brings you in here. Now I'm referencing my own videos on YouTube, as well as some from Justin Seeley in his Illustrator 2015 Essential Training. If you want to use 2019 or CC 2020, knock yourself out. It's just that this resonates more with the bulk of content out on the internet. I prefer the 2015 classic setup for the interface, and so I prefer to reference that both in my own videos and in Justin Seeley's here as well. Anyway, you'll make your way through that homework, that set of videos, and there'll be a quiz the following week in Unit 2. So that should allow you enough to get your teeth sunk into it and get started. I know you're really eager, so I want to capitalize on that now. Best of luck to all of you. Remember that there's a course Q&A under discussions. So when we go all the way up here, course Q&A, you can click on here, and if you have a question, create a thread. Please don't email me with questions. Create a thread here. Unless, of course, it's something personal that you don't want to share with the rest of the class. But anything that's course and content related, please post in here by creating a thread. Always a good idea to scan the threads. It's like an FAQ, so that your question may already have been asked by somebody else and answered by me. Okay?